when the crisis raised, all my dreams has been destroyed.
Yo nunca pensé salir de mi país, nunca.
Ile yote ilituogopesha sana, mpaka hivi tulikimbia mikono wazi.
I always had hope.
For 70 years, we at the UN Refugee Agency have made it our mission to protect those who must flee for their lives. This is who we are. After World War II, the UN was in its infancy. Europe was devastated. Millions of people were refugees. In the ashes of war, the Office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees was established to protect and resettle the displaced. In 1951, the international community adopted the United Nations Convention relating to the status of refugees. A refugee is someone who has been forced to flee his or her country because of persecution, war, or violence. A refugee has a well-founded fear of persecution for reasons of race, religion, nationality, political opinion, or membership in a particular social group. UNHCR's work helping Europe's war refugees was recognized with the Nobel Peace Prize in 1954. The Refugee Agency's founders believed their task would take just 3 years, but they were wrong. In 1956, we had our first emergency. Hungarians rose up against Soviet occupation and were crushed. 200,000 people fled the country. Decolonization in Africa brought wars of independence, civil wars, and border wars, and uprooted hundreds of thousands. Refugees were no longer seen as just a European crisis. And so, the legal foundations guiding UNHCR were changed with the 1967 protocol. Now, we work on behalf of refugees across the globe. In the 1970s, UNHCR launched operations to respond to crises in Latin America, Africa, and Asia. These efforts were recognized with another Nobel Peace Prize in 1981. In the 1980s and 1990s, new conflicts erupted in the Middle East, Europe, and Africa, and the numbers of those in need of aid and asylum grew. The UN General Assembly has also tasked the agency with working to prevent and reduce statelessness around the world. We work to bring millions of people who have no recognized nationality out of the shadows and into citizenship. In the 21st century, UNHCR continues to grow, with more than 17,000 staff assisting people in some 135 countries. But we are needed more than ever. 1% of the world's population is displaced. Syria remains fractured by civil war. South Sudan, the world's newest nation, has seen more than 3 million people driven from their homes by conflict. Nearly 1 million Rohingya people from Myanmar have taken refuge in Bangladesh. Across the world, Venezuelans have crossed borders, rivers, and mountains to find safety. And continued instability in Afghanistan makes its people one of the biggest groups of refugees. Nearly 80 million people are fleeing conflict, violence, and persecution. 26 million among them are refugees. The number continues to rise, and we rise to the challenge. As the world's conflicts evolve, our response to them has changed. We understand that peace and stability are in the interest of all nations, and that helping refugees is our shared responsibility. With the Global Compact on Refugees, we have committed ourselves to this approach. Adopted by the UN General Assembly in 2018, the Compact brings governments and international organizations, together with the private sector, civil society, and refugees themselves, to build a better future. We respond to humanitarian crises, but we look beyond them to sustainable solutions and lasting support, including access to healthcare, education, and work. Today, alongside partnerships with more than 900 other agencies, and with the support of our donors, governments, and people like you, We at UNHCR are facing our task head on. We protect refugees and help them thrive. That is our mission. This is who we are.